They say porn is really bad for you, and I'm going to agree to an extent. We have to draw a distinction between the commercial porn and the porn that ladies create on their own sites, like Justfor.fans and OnlyFans. And there's a huge world of difference. So I want to break it down for you guys right now. Because I know I started on OnlyFans like 4 years ago, and I'm on Justfor.fans, and I will tell you there's a world of difference between the commercial porn that's out there. That's what I mean when you type in porn and you go on xHamster or Pornhub or whatever sites. That stuff is gross, disgusting, repulsive, and sickening, and it should be illegal because 90% of it consists of violence perpetrated against women, where the women either don't complain or pretend to enjoy it. And half of boys under 14 are already exposed to this. By the way, parents, I came across a guy, the gentleman who started Fight the New Drug, which is the anti-porn site, and it's not religious or moral, it's giving education about porn. He started, or he works for another company called Pinwheel, which is like a type of phone that is for children, where as the child gets older, they have access to more apps and more freedom with more responsibility as they get older. So, because otherwise kids are on these smartphones now, and this stuff just pops up everywhere. Women being fucked in all orifices, and you're gonna have your little kids see that. That is gonna ruin them sexually for life. I work with men. I've been an escort, was an escort for many years. I have a Justfor.fans. I talk to a lot of men, and I was married 25 years, and I'm a mother. And sex is supposed to contain tenderness, affection, sensuality, compassion, empathy, and seeing the other person as a human, wanting to give them pleasure. I'm speaking of tenderness. There should be no violence, no pain, no hitting, no choking. And a lot of these women that are in these commercial porn are sex trafficked or raped, or they think they're consenting, but they're just reenacting their childhood trauma. And the men who watch that stuff are equally traumatized, because a healthy man, I've never had, even in all the years I was an escort, I never had sex like in porn, ever. Because the majority of men don't want to abuse women in sex or at all. The majority of men want to have sex that's very sensual and intimate and pleasurable and fun and playful and kinky and hot and lusty and whatever other elements you can throw in, whatever elements you want. Maybe a little bit of power play or role play or whatever, but it always contains tenderness and affection and care for the other person. And that's why I believe the OnlyFans and Justfor.fans have really taken off, and the commercial porn sites are going down. Ladies who want to make porn are making it on their own sites as independent creators, and a lot of men are signing up. Like, I have a lot of men on my Justfor.fans. I'm not advertising it here. You don't have access to it here. This is just my channel where I talk. So don't ask me for what it is. I have my own ways of getting subscribers, and I don't want to do it through YouTube. What I want to tell you, though, is that the ladies that are making OnlyFans and Justfor.fans, and I followed some of the ladies just to get ideas, they're doing very innocent little things like taking a bath or trying on different outfits or posing in different ways, or maybe they're masturbating, or maybe they're having sex with their boyfriend, but very rarely, or with their husband. Sometimes it will be a couple that's doing their OnlyFans together. I've even followed some gay men on Justfor.fans. Justfor.fans is very good for trans and gay people. They have a lot of men on there. And I've watched a lot of gay porn just because I was curious. I've never seen these gay men do anything nearly as wild as these women do. As an example, I told you about the lady who recently ended her life, Penny Archer, or accidentally ended her life, I want to say. I don't know, she died at 33. And I came across her porn site and I was absolutely shocked. I looked her up and immediately popped up a whole page of videos about her. And I clicked on the first one. It was a 60-minute long video. And I was absolutely, I still feel traumatized actually by what I saw. I feel permanently altered and still feel traumatized by what I saw. She's this very tattooed woman. I'm sure she was sexually abused, traumatized. And I think she was on drugs. Look her up on YouTube. There's a video she does where she's on, I'm pretty sure she's on heroin or something, numbing her pain. But she's pretending to like, and you can tell she does. I mean, that's what she's doing. There's a man standing like this far away, a black guy, and he's peeing. The urine stream is going in her mouth, and she's drinking it. Come on, you want to drink somebody's urine? Who thinks that's hot? I've watched a lot of gay men do porn. Gay men are really kinky. What the gay men will do, they'll do a lot of group sex activities, group sex. Even the guys in partners, they'll have like three guys or 4 guys or 5 guys. And they'll do some anal and they'll masturbate to come usually. There'll be some anal. Maybe sometimes they'll do things with the nipple clamps or, you know, elaborate setups with the milking and the milking table and stuff like that. But I've never seen a guy drink urine. But here's this woman drinking urine. Not only that, then the guy pees into a cup. Maybe it's a different guy. I fast forward a little bit. He pees into a glass cup, like 8 ounces, like a lot of urine. Now, they don't move the camera around, so you can tell. It's not a different shot. He's peeing into the glass. She picks up the glass and she starts drinking it and drinking it and drinking it and drinking it. This guy's urine. At the same time, there are 2 men fucking her. Not one in the pussy, one in the asshole. 2 cocks in her asshole. You can't tell me that feels good. I've never seen a gay man take 2 cocks in his ass. They'll take 1. I've never seen even a man take 2 cocks in his ass. And that's what they specialize in. But she's taking 2 cocks in her ass while she's drinking the urine. And I can see mentally she's all checked out. She's got to be dissociating and in pain. And now, this is just 2 minutes of the 60-minute movie. I couldn't watch anymore. It traumatized me. It's violent. It's abusive. It's domestic violence brought into sex. And not only the people who made that are sick and traumatized, but who gets off watching that? If you get off watching that, I'm giving you a red flag wake up to get into therapy immediately. If you get off watching that, turn off this video right now and call a therapist. Pretty much, I'm exaggerating, but get into therapy because, first of all, it's abusive and it's not healthy. It's abuse. It should be outlawed to treat people this way. And anyone who gets off on that has a mental health issue. But that's what a lot of porn is. Stuff like that. Choking. And now what happens is not only are the performers traumatized, if you go to the what is it called? Antipornography.org. There's a website, and all these former porn stars talk about how they used to do porn and say they liked it, but really how they were forced into it and coerced into it, and how they don't really like it. And now they've got all that content out there for anyone to see that they can never get rid of. And they're pretty traumatized by it. Anyway, so... but what's even more harmful is the young children watching that. And that is what they see as the first experience of sex. The best guys in bed are the men that had sex with a girl that they loved, usually in high school. A girl who liked sex, and she could tell him what she liked. She could tell him what she liked. And because he loved her, and because he's empathetic, he's not walled off, he's emotionally open, and he wants to please her. He's tuned into her body, he wants to please her, so he becomes a really good lover, a passionate lover. And because she gives him feedback, because she likes sex, he learns to be pretty good in bed. Those are the guys that are really good in bed. But the guys who watch that commercial porn and see women as objects to abuse, they're not going to be good in bed. It gives men a very false sense. They see women as objects rather than as people. They see sex as abusive rather than pleasurable and tender and affectionate. And the women who have sex with these men now feel compelled to, you know, when guys are like, I want you to choke on my dick, I want you to spit on my dick. When a guy tells me I want you to spit on my dick, I want you to choke on my dick, I already know this guy's watched a lot of porn. That is not a thing that women usually go begging for. Women don't usually go around going, I really want a boyfriend and I hope he likes me to choke on his dick. I hope he likes me to spit on his dick. I hope he likes me to stick it in my ass with 2 other guys. Women don't say that. But the guys who watch that stuff, then they'll start pressuring their girlfriends to do it. And then the women are comparing themselves to that. They're saying, I don't look like that. I don't have sex like that. How can I ever please him? And it's all very destructive. Now, fortunately, now I'm going to say, ladies, if your guy's watching stuff like that, he has some emotional issues. I'm going to tell you right now. Because there are a lot of men who would never watch stuff like that. They'll watch porn, but they want something more sensual, more erotic. And I think there are a lot of men like that. And that's where, for years I kept saying, why don't these porn producers make movies that are like more real, like what women want? Like when women are really having orgasms, not pretending to like being violated and choked and abused and raped. Where women are actually enjoying it. Because I can tell when the women are faking it. That's why a lot of lesbians like watching gay porn, because it's real. Men aren't faking it. But you know, those commercial porn producers never did make porn for the majority of men. And that's why I think OnlyFans and Justfor.fans has taken off. A lot of people don't like it. They're like, why can women make money so easily? Well, because a lot of men want to see women naked, just without, they don't want to see all that violent stuff that's available for free. You know, that's why OnlyFans and Justfor.fans has taken off. Because you can get all that free stuff. It's all over. You can spend your whole life watching free porn on the internet, but it's violent and degrading and abusive. And guess what? Most men don't want to see that. Most men want to see real women having real sex and being their own erotic desire that's more gentle, that's more real. And they'll pay for it. They'll pay for it. They turn down the free porn and they'll pay for that. And the good thing about the OnlyFans and Justfor.fans is that it's behind a paywall, so it doesn't get out on the internet. Now, I suppose somebody could pirate your videos that you upload, but I've never had that happen. I think I had it happen once. Someone told me and they took it down right away. But I have pretty good subscribers, but they're not supposed to, and you could have it taken down. And the creators have to be at least 18. They have to show photo ID, so you don't have underage people, and you don't have children and minors accessing it. You have to have a credit card to sign up for an OnlyFans or Justfor.fans. So it's safer. It makes sure that it's just for adults, and it's more the way that real women want it. And I will, yeah, I think that the commercial porn producers just missed the market entirely. They were catering to abusive men. Ladies, if your guy is watching that kind of porn, he has issues. He needs therapy. By the way, if I were like the guys on my Just for Fans, I think they're either married in open relationships, or they're married and their wife neglects them, or they're single. I think most of them are actually single, and they're kind of from all over the world. But and I think they kind of like having that. I think it feels a little bit more intimate, because the commercial porn is so objectifying. It's just some woman as an object. Whereas if you subscribe to a performer or creator, it's a little bit more intimate. You're following that one person, and that one person may post regular things like they're making dinner or they're working out, and they chat with you. And I think it's men do that are not in a relationship with a woman. That's pretty much it. Now, ladies, one more thing I want to say. I would not be with a man who watches porn. Because my kind of porn that I make, there's no reason for a guy to watch that, because he has his woman. And if he watches the commercial porn, he's psycho. I will not be with him. Now, a lot of guys will say, what's the big deal? It's just sex. I'm just watching something on the screen. Okay, well, I'll ask you guys this. How would you feel if I was chatting with some guy every night online, talking about my day? We're not fucking, we're just talking. We're just video chatting. Your guy would be livid. You know, they think it's fine if they do it. Or what if you were like, okay, babe, you go watch your porn, and then you had like this room with posters of, let's say, Tom Brady or whoever you want, and you just sit in there masturbating to him while you're looking at him. Your guy would be jealous too. Or pictures of a guy that you work with. Yeah. What if you had pictures of a guy that you work with set up on your nightstand, and you masturbated to it while you looked at him? Your guy's gonna freak out. It's no different. There's no difference to me whether, you know, the guy might go, well, you know him. It's the same. It doesn't matter. It's words. You're jerking off to some other woman, and you're cheating on me. That's how I feel as a woman. And guess what? That's legitimate. It's going to feel like cheating, and you have every right for it to feel like cheating. We don't like our guys watching porn. And when the guy turns around and makes it our fault, I think that guy is a piece of shit, because he should be concerned about how we feel and how we want to be in the relationship. I'll tell you this. You want your woman to fuck you with her whole heart, body, mind, and soul? You start watching porn, you're not getting that anymore. You're not, because she's going to withhold, because she's going to feel hurt. And when you hurt your woman, she's not going to want to fuck you with her whole body, mind, heart, and soul, because she's going to be hurt. I will say this. We did not evolve with these smartphones in mind. So before smartphones, your guy might just as well be looking out the window, jerking off to the neighbor woman. It feels like cheating. In my mind, if I'm jealous, I don't like it, please don't do it. I'm jealous. Please don't do it. This is ruining our relationship. And if I feel jealous, I'm just going to leave you. I don't have any tolerance for that. Guys who watch porn, I wouldn't be okay with that. I'm not okay with open relationships. I'm not okay with my guy watching porn, which is very weird because of the industry that I'm in. But I'm just being honest, you know, and that's all I can do. I would not like it. And who I cater to men who don't have a woman, or who are neglected by their woman. That happens too. Sometimes the guy's an asshole and he hurts the woman, but sometimes the women are the assholes. They're cold. There are a lot of women who are very cold and who are more interested in their work than they are in their relationship. It's not just the guys that are low in love. Sometimes it's the woman who's low in love. Sometimes the woman is walled off and she starts neglecting her husband. She doesn't want to be intimate with him. She doesn't want to talk to him. She doesn't want to go to therapy. She's got her own wounds, you know. And sometimes it's the man who's the more emotional person who is just pushed away repeatedly by his attempts for connection with his wife. And, you know, it gets very lonely being in a marriage like that. And instead of having an affair, he turns to watching an OnlyFans. And the wife doesn't care. She's not going to care. She's not giving him anything anyway. Now, here's just one thing I want to say about the OnlyFans and Just for Fans. Don't simp after women. I don't like those sites where they give you free or $5 admission and then they charge you for every video, or you know, they give you pictures all day long. At the end of the day, they send you a private message that costs money. I don't like to operate like that. So I made a decision years ago when I was first checking out different sites. I don't like that model. I came across this woman who was married with children, and she was studying to be a sex therapist. And she and her husband had this site together. He was into the photography and the filming. And they made a lot of beautiful photos and videos. And they charged a lot. It was $40 a month. And they didn't post more than once or twice a week. But it was very high quality photography. And it was very sensual and authentic. And pretty hot stuff that they did. And I went after that model. She was very generous in her giving. She just had her fee, and then she just gave so much of herself to it. And that appeals to me. So I have my monthly fee, which is higher than a lot of ladies. And I don't like to nickel and dime my subscribers. So once you pay, you get everything in there. I have a couple of videos I put in the store because they're a little more unique. I have like over 2,000 videos and like 2,000 pictures, and some of my really great videos get lost way down below. So if I have a video that's like very unique, I'll put it in the store at a low price, like 10 bucks or something, so people can find it. But guys, if you're watching OnlyFans or Just for Fans, don't go throwing a bunch of money at these women. If you have a lot of money and you appreciate a lady and you want to just give her some money because you have a lot of it, that's one thing. But don't go throwing money at these women to get their attention or their approval or get them to like you, because a lot of them are not even answering their own messages. If they have a low price, I have like a couple hundred subscribers or close to it, give or take. So I don't get that. My guys don't really message me that much, but I do all my own messaging, just like on YouTube. But when people get a lot of subscribers, whether it's YouTube or OnlyFans, they hire a company, and the company will post their content and answer their messages. So you're not even talking to the real person. And then you get guys buying nail clippings and foot clippings and this and that. I don't have guys like that, but if you're a guy like that, please don't simp after these ladies. Again, get therapy. If you're falling in love with an OnlyFans or Just for Fans model, go get therapy, because you're living in a fantasy land. If you get turned on by women being abused, get therapy. If you're staying with a man who's watching porn and blames you for not being okay with it, go get therapy and get yourself empowered. You're not powerless. None of us are powerless. And these men or women who take advantage of their partners look for someone who's powerless. So we have to learn to get our power back, and that's what therapy can do. Anyway, so when they say porn is bad, they have no freaking idea. These people, these anti-pornography people, are not speaking about OnlyFans and Just for Fans, and that's something I just figured out, because I had no idea how violent the commercial porn was. I was just shocked. So, and these people have no idea what's behind an OnlyFans or Just for Fans. They would have to subscribe to each individual creator to see what they do, and then make a study. And I can tell you, it's pretty gentle stuff. There are a lot of ladies on OnlyFans that never even take their panties off, you know, or they will for a huge amount of extra money. So it's all kinds of stuff out there, all kinds of creative stuff. There's a gal I follow who does this thing in diapers. There's a gal I follow who does, I don't even know, just things with her boyfriend. Like, you know, there are ladies who just do things with their feet. But it's not two cocks in the ass. I've never seen that. I've never seen guys do that. Anyway, so they don't know what's going on there. But it's pretty gentle, tame stuff. It's pretty tame, gentle stuff. So when they say porn, they're talking about the commercial porn. That's bad. I have not heard anything specifically about the Just for Fans and OnlyFans models, because how would they know? they're not going to spend all the money to subscribe to all these sites and go through all the content and make an assessment. So I am glad there's a market for that. I'm glad there's a market for that. I'm glad because when I was an escort, I will tell you that the men, they want kissing. They want vanilla sex. They want to feel passionate. They want to feel desired. They want to touch a woman. They want the closeness and the touch, the softness of a woman. You know, I mean, I think sex is just a higher version of a hug. It's supposed to be affectionate and fun and connected. And that's what I think the commercial porn producers missed out on. So I'm glad they're losing market share. The unfortunate thing is that their content is all over the freaking internet for any adolescent boy to see. And that's where I think the real harm of it is. But, oh yeah, antipornography.org is the website if any of this interests you. And I think they also have links to like porn addiction treatment, because it can be an addiction. I disagree with Marty Klein. It can be an addiction because people start watching it and all these brain centers light up around sexuality and arousal, and it just feels good. And then people, if they don't find any pleasure in their life, they can get addicted to the pleasure that they get from alcohol or porn or anything that is like a heightened sense of pleasure, because they don't have any other source of pleasure in their life. So find things that give you pleasure, guys. Find things that give you real pleasure. Get in touch with the things that give you pleasure. Go on that journey in yourself. What can give me pleasure? If you're addicted to drugs or alcohol or watching a lot of porn, you may have lost your connection with pleasure, and you gotta refine that, find that again. But I think I've talked long enough, don't you? Thank you so much for watching my video.